From Red Wilson Field here in South Yarmouth, I'm Reed Becker with the Cape Cod Baseball League. I'm here with YD Red Sox manager Scott Pickler. First, coach, Brady Day just got drafted by Atlanta. With that pick now, there have been 12 YD Red Sox drafted in this year's draft. What's your reaction to that?
It's a big day for these kids. Everybody plays this game. Most of these guys have their aspirations to play in the big league, so I think it's outstanding. The big thing is, like Mike Bovee last year, he came in here, wasn't on anybody's radar, just very lightly, worked his tail off for a year, and ends up a second round pick. I thought that was really exciting for Mike Bovee.
Have you had a chance to talk to any of the guys that have been drafted, either from last year or now Brady?
Yeah, I've talked to Homer Bush, I've talked to Mike Bovee, I've talked to Carrick, I've talked to quite a few of these guys, and I'm excited for them. This is the biggest year of their life. These kids that are here this year don't understand that. But go
What's the
ahead.
biggest piece of advice you gave them when you spoke to them then?
The guys that got drafted,
Yeah.
you've earned this by what you did last summer on the Cape. You've earned this what you went back to school. Go out and have some fun and don't quit working.
What are you trying to tell the guys now that might still be waiting?
Nothing. It's a tough time for them. They would like to get drafted, and I'm really happy for Brady. He hasn't signed yet. I don't know if they're going to get the deal done, but at least he got his name called, and he's excited about it. And we got other guys waiting, and I hope it works out for him.
Let's talk about your team now. You guys come into today first place in your division. What's been working? What's your evaluation?
It's been, the best part of it, it's been a different guy every night. Somebody comes out of the pen, throws a great game. Somebody gives us a good start. Somebody gets a big hit, 2 out hits. And, that's what a team up here has to do. The chemistry's got to be right, and each guy's got to play for each other, not for themselves. And I think we got some guys like that.
Hunter Hines has been tearing the ball apart lately, leading the league in home runs and RBIs by a wider margin. What have you seen from him?
He's got an advanced approach at the time at the plate, and he's working on that. He's trying to use the whole field instead of hitting every ball out of the ballpark, and it's working for him. And if he stays with a simple approach and doesn't try to do too much, he's a really good hitter.
What have you seen from Max Vieira and Will King this year?
I thought he started out real hot here, and the draft's putting some pressure on him, and he put some pressure on himself. Played a very, very good shortstop, and he's still hitting third for us, and he's had a good summer, and hopefully it pays off for him today.
What about Will?
Will's been unbelievable. He came in here, and not a lot of people knew about him, and he's got a great approach. He's made some adjustments up here at the plate, which makes him better, and I hope he gets to go today.
Now, a big topic this season here has been the NIL and transfer portal rules. How has that affected your team specifically this year?
I stay away from that. I don't like it. I hate the NIL. I hate the transfer portal, and it makes it tougher on us, tougher on college coaches. It's not what any of them signed up for. They're there to teach. They're there to develop their players. And
do you see the flip side of it though for the players, in their viewpoint?
No, I think the ones that go out and try to go through the portal and things, there's very few of them where they weren't treated very good at the school. Somebody gave them a scholarship, put them in that position. That guy developed them. That guy got them better, and now they go look for something else. I don't like it. I think kids have to learn to compete rather than change schools.
Do you think that these rules are going to, at least down the road, maybe impact negatively the summer leagues, especially Cape Cod?
I don't think it'll affect the summer leagues out here. I think it'll affect college baseball. I don't think it's good for college baseball. I don't think it's good for young men that I can transfer when something goes bad, or I had to compete, or I didn't like something, so I'm going to go to another school. If the coaches release kids, I think it'd be a good thing. A guy's in over his head and he wants to go somewhere else, that's fine. But when the kids it's no different than their parents putting them in travel ball, their parents taking them in and, paying for showcases. That's all college baseball is now, instead of letting coaches develop their players.
Do you think, though, that with summer ball, it feels like, at least to me, because I was here last year, that the rosters are changing over even more? I mean, like, there was a player in Hyannis had player of the week and then just left. I mean, I was for the draft, but then there's also guys that are just leaving to look at schools. It feels like it's just even more this year now. because
Most
of it?
of them have looked at schools before they got here. Sometimes, if they do it the proper way and they need to miss this for 2 days, I'm okay with it. Try to try to stay away from the guys that are going to get in the portal or are going to have to go. You know,
Let's have some fun then. A pregame meal for you?
pregame meal for me is turkey and Swiss.
A baseball movie?
The one, there's so many. Come back to that. Go ahead.
Okay. Music genre.
Country.
Team growing up?
Team growing up,
For you?
it was a player. It was Roberto Clemente, so it was the Pittsburgh Pirates.
What does it mean to you to be coaching in Cape Cod in the 100th year anniversary?
I think it's exciting what this league has been. I heard about this league before I came out here 25 years ago. It's the best league in the summer. It's so much fun for these kids and my family. I think it's awesome.
Do you have an all-time favorite Cape League player? Not either coached, but not just, or just history in general of the league.
I really don't. I don't have one. I got so many of them that came and played hard every night, played every pitch every night, and there's too many to mention like that. And the guys that are here for the right reasons, that love to play baseball. I got about 15 of those guys that if you told them you weren't playing, you need to take a night off, they don't want to even be a part of that. And then I've had guys that come here, show up for a couple of weeks, see what it's about, and want to go home. And they're the same guys that don't make it in pro ball.
In honor of the draft that's been going on, I'm just wondering, how was it? What did you see from when Chris Sale and Buster Posey were here, and how they translated?
Both of those guys were outstanding. You know what? They were both of them were comfortable in their own skin. When the Buster was a workaholic, he spent more time in that cage than anybody. Very quiet young man, but he led the team without being a boisterous guy. And Chris Sale, he'd have fun the days he wasn't pitching, and then he'd be a great teammate the days he wasn't pitching. But the day he pitched, he was locked in. He was locked in his pens. He was loose. He was a great teammate, picking everybody else up. Fun to be around. And if he had a bad outing, it didn't bother him. Same thing with Buster. Had a bad day, it didn't bother him. I got tomorrow.
And Buster wasn't even a catcher immediately, right? Here he played pitcher and infield and on top of catching.
I took him as a pitcher. Mike Martin asked me if I got a pitcher that's coming to Florida State, Buster Posey. He throws 93, 94. I said, I'll take him. Ended up playing shortstop. We pitched him twice his freshman year. He was 93, 94 off the mound. Next year he called me and said, pick him catching now. Do you need a catcher? I need to go play for somebody that needs a catcher. Buster, come on and we'll make it work out. And he caught most of the time. He played some first base, played some shortstop. Just unbelievable athlete that just kept getting better every day. A little bit like Beauvais did. He was in this cage every day working.
Not knowing immediately then.
Yeah, and he didn't, take anything for granted.
Two more before I let you run. Late night snack?
Ice cream.
What kind?
Coffee or chocolate.
How late you having it?
At home in California, 9 o'clock. Here, midnight.
And go back to your favorite baseball movie?
Yeah.
There's so many classics. My dad would be like, "Oh my god."
Yeah. Hold on, I gotta figure this one out.
Sandlot, Summer Catch.
No.
No.
Go.
Yeah, Field of Dreams, huh?
Keep going.
Field of Dreams, The Natural.
One more. Give me the next one.
What's the last baseball movie you've
I
watched?
don't even know. I'll come back to that one next interview.
Okay.
You got it.
Thank you so much, Coach.
Thanks,
That's
buddy.
Coach Scott Pickler. I'm Reed Becker with the Cape Cod Baseball League.